Hi, guys. We're here today for our weekly Oracle meditation. So, we have a new deck that we're working with this week. We just opened it, it's brand new. Mark just got it for us yesterday, but it's called Elemental Goddess Oracle. And the back of the cards are really pretty
Yeah, these are
too.
really pretty. It's so bright in here right now.
It's just a cool design.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But it has 45 cards, and I'm assuming they're all about connecting to the different elements. So,
Well, I just was kind of drawn to it. I go to Barnes and Noble a lot. They have different decks you can choose from. They're always kind of cycling them out. I had never seen this one before, and I saw Goddess and I thought of Anna. I was like, I gotta get this one. So I've saged the cards here. We got all the energy cleared here in our space around the cards. They smell like fresh cards, like a new book. It smells really good.
and this deck did just come out this year,
Yeah.
so it's new.
Well, let's see what this oracle has to say. The Elemental Goddess Oracle. Such a beautiful day. Lots of energy.
Still got the smoke going.
Still got some smoke going, keeping it clear. All right, let's see what pops up. The goddess of universal forgiveness.
Hmm.
Scatter the ashes, fire and air. So that one is, get up on the angle.
You gotta turn the light down.
I'll pull it back a little bit.
It's just too bright.
The switch.
We
I'll
always
I'll
post a
post a picture.
picture.
Yeah.
We always post a picture on our Instagram stories that lives on our Instagram highlights under the meditations one. So if you're not already following us on Instagram, you can always see that and see the cards a little more in depth. But that's at MARKANNA Wellness on Instagram. So it will be on there by the time you're watching this.
I do feel like I have a lot of that fire and air energy in me
So it's number
today.
16. And let's see here. There's a lot of different parts of it. Okay, so it does the Chinese element as well as the Western element. So the Chinese element is fire, so it lists that one first, and then the Western element is air. But this one stands for forgiveness, compassion, and truth. And knowing that forgiveness can be hard, but we've had held trauma before we were born, and sometimes we've shaped ourselves around a wound. So even being able to forgive those things that, again, just like we don't want to carry around anymore or have a heavy burden that's not ours to carry. So it's being able to release in forgiveness to allow a deep and profound healing.
Yeah. I mean, it's so important to, speak our truth, just to be honest and open to ourselves about, those things that trigger us or the traumas that we have in our life. Like that stuff's always going to be there in our experience. It's just part of us, but it doesn't have to continue being us. So let's do a little meditation on that forgiveness. Maybe just finding a comfortable seat if you like to lay down. Just always finding a comfortable spot, however you want to rest and just enjoy this meditation with us. It'll be about 5, 10 minutes. So maybe just first here softly closing our eyes. Maybe noticing if there is any tension here in your jaw, in your face, or in your neck. Just allowing the head here to maybe float, just kind of like a balloon. We don't want the head to feel heavy. We want to allow our mental space to feel light, to feel open, to feel that air and fire energy here. in our mind. And then noticing our breath, bringing in more of that air, that new life, that energy in with our inhales, in through our nose, and our exhales out through our nose. Using that exhale here right away as a surrender, as an offering, just releasing the old energy. Again, just noticing that all those things here that are in our life, that are in our mind, in our body, all that experience, we don't have to live as the person that these things happen to. We don't have to accept that we are always this thing or that thing that we feel like made us who we are. We want to give ourselves some forgiveness for thinking that we need to even carry these burdens or these old wounds any longer. It's not our job here to live in that memory. That memory is there for experience, so you know how to feel out and make your way through the world in this present moment. So just bringing that idea to mind that we are brand new in this moment, allowing that compassion and forgiveness to really just flood our bodies and flood our minds. Just allowing that flood of compassion, that flood of forgiveness to fill you up. And you get so full of that compassion. You're so full of that forgiveness that nothing else can remain here in our body. So as you begin to notice tension, old traumas or wounds, wherever you notice that sensation, just allow it to be pushed out of the body wherever you notice it, using that flood of energy, of compassion, of forgiveness, knowing that we are a vessel full of experience, but we decide now what to fill that vessel with. We can store those old traumas and experiences into that file of our mind that we don't have to open. And even when someone decides to open it, they decide to push us over the edge and bring us back, to bring us back to a place where we don't like ourselves or we can't trust ourselves. Remember, that's not true. You are the most powerful being in the universe. Whatever you decide to create here in this moment can be your reality every day, in every breath, releasing the old ways, releasing the old ideas of self, bringing in the highest good, the highest truth. It's always there. It's always on your lips. You know exactly how you feel. You just don't always know how to say it or how to release it. Be mindful of your words. Don't let your words come back Don't let your words fuel those old ways, those old ideas. We can train our voice to bring that highest good into our life in every breath. And with every exhale, we get to release the old. We get to release the weight, the burden. And even if the trauma, those triggers are buried deep, they're hanging on, just slide them over into that experience file. And just know every time that sensation arises, use your inhale to bring back in that compassion. Forgive yourself for even having the idea or thought creeping back in. And then use that exhale to release, to soften into your new experience that's about to fill your body with that inhale. With each breath, bring in what you need. With each exhale, release what's no longer serving you. And then starting to open our eyes, coming back to this space. I like to talk about that a lot, kind of files in our mind, like thinking of our brain as like a computer. We have all these other things we love and like to do, different parts of ourself, we want to make a whole being. But I feel like those things that are traumatic to us, those things that feel painful or things that people have done to us, they live inside us. That's there as experience. But we've got to be able to just tuck it away into that old self, that old person that it just happened through that experience in a different time, even though it still feels present. We get to choose what to fill our life with right now. And then exhale and release what no longer serves us. That takes time and practice, especially, the deeper the trauma, the deeper the pain, the hurt, the more we have to dig deep and work on getting that into experience, not into our everyday life now.
Yeah, I think it makes me think of like a situation where I was wronged at a young age. This was like in college, and it was something that really affected my life for a while. And that other person was not willing to apologize or admit that they'd done anything wrong or take any responsibility for the harm they had caused. But I knew that was never going to come from them. And that just kind of forced me to know that I just had to release and forgive that person, whether they were truly worthy of that or not, because that just allowed it to not carry so heavy on me anymore. So that just kind of is what it brought to mind for me is like even being able to give those people that you don't always feel like deserve it or don't always feel like they've done the work for you to be able to be healed from that, but you just recognizing that and knowing that you'll be more at peace by being able to offer that forgiveness, even if they don't even know it. It just gives you more peace of mind. So.
Right. It's all on different levels of our experience and the things that have happened to us or for us. Sometimes it is things are happening for us to help us, not even though it does feel harmful or painful. And again, there's all different categories of this and these things and different practices we can use to work through them and just to become more present in who we want to be in this moment, not getting pulled back.
So I think it's just important to remember you can always tap into that energy of our goddess of universal forgiveness and be able to scatter those ashes so that that emotion behind it can dissipate and you can take what you need from it and learn from it, but not let that fire keep burning in you and just allow those ashes to be scattered and to be released.
Very good.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week and make sure you're connected with us on Facebook and Instagram. Like I mentioned earlier, we always post a picture of the card on our Instagram highlights under meditations. So check that out as well. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.